Well, hello, and how are y'all doing? I look a little rough, but I like the swivel that's going on here. So today we're going to be talking about the demonic contracts. Again, this is going to be part 3 in my demonic contract series. But for the sake of the video, I'm only going to be talking about one type of demonic contract, and that is the contract of power. Now, with the contract of power, there is typically two types of contract holders, and that is the manager and the assessor. There is more individuals in this whole process, but there's two: the manager and the assessor. Now, the assessor is the one that comes to you whenever you have you want to sell your soul, and you're like, I don't want to sell my soul. It's just so hard, right? Yeah, that the assessor comes to you. And the manager is the one that writes the contract, not the assessor. Now, it goes like this. You're in your room, Jane Doe, whomever, right? And you're just like, oh, boo-hoo, I'm so sad. I want to fucking become famous and all this other bullshit, and I'll sell my soul. Now, the assessor comes to you, and they assess your energy. They ask you these questions. You try to figure out who you are. They try to find out if you already have some sort of binding contract with another demon or some other deity. They try to figure that out first, right? And then they'll ask you all these other questions, because the first time they'll just ask you, they're like, so are you going to sign your life away and this and this and this? It's not a contract signing at first, because they need to figure out where you're at. Now, that first moment or that first meeting or whatever, they'll go back to their boss, the manager, and then they'll be like, hey, I talked to Jane Doe. She said she wants to sell her soul, and this is what's going on. Her energy is at a lower grade. She wants to be put at a higher level in the entire world. She says she'll kill a few people for us. I feel like she's a good contender for a high tier contract. And the manager would be like, okay, so this is what we're going to do. The manager is the one that's going to write the contract, and he is going to bind the energy of a particular demon to put the energy of that demon behind the contract. So let's say you want to be a very powerful porn star that's known throughout the entire universe, right? Well, yeah. And you're like, well, we need some sort of sexual in that type of contract. Well, they're going to have a sex demon to sign off their sort of power and put it in the contract, right? Not saying that it's going to be like all of the sex demon in the contract, just in you and shit, but no, a part of that sex demon will be in that contract. They will also make sure that they understand the bylaws and what's going on and how the contract can be broken and what to expect with the contract, right? That would be all the manager's job, not the assessor's job. The assessor's job is to make sure that you sign that contract and that you don't ask any fucking questions. And if you do ask any questions, they're not going to answer them because they don't know, right? And you can ask to talk to the boss, but they're not going to fucking bring you there. Who the fuck are you? You just some random that signed your soul away. But you also need to understand that these two, well, all contract holders answer directly to Greed's big bitch ass in hell, right? And Greed is this big ass fallen angel that is surrounded by all these coins. He looks fucking disgusting. He looks like a piece of shit, like literally. And the thing is, you can tell very specifically when it comes to a contract holder is that they all look very professional, right? All of them look professional. It doesn't matter if they are they're the ones that have like over the power contracts, or they're the allegiance contracts, or they're just working in the giant office building. Yeah, there's an office building. They all have a sort of like suit and tie type of demeanor. They have like their briefcase, and they have like their pen, and they're very like professional looking and shit, right? Now going back to the whole office building, like it is like this big ass office building, and there's like all these file cabinets with like different contracts and, you know, the different bylaws and what can happen and shit like that. It's a whole site. But if y'all have any questions, please leave them down below. I have no problem answering them. My next video would more than likely be over the contract holders regarding the contract of allegiance, because it's a little bit different on that side regarding the contract holders and how they do things versus the contract holders on the other side when it comes to like the contract of power, right? They all have an interwoven type of system together, but it's together but separate. So you kind of have to, yeah. But yeah, I shall see y'all on the flip side. Y'all have a wonderful day. If you have any questions, like I said, please leave them down below. Peace out, Girl Scout.